Alright folks, back once again with another tutorial. Just bear in mind this one is probably going to suck so bad, but this tutorial is with regards to linking animations. I'm going to be using the Wrath of the Lich King model viewer, seeing as this is probably the version you're going to be using. Frankly, I don't want to use this, but in all fairness, this is what you're going to be stuck with. It is a bit buggy. It has a couple of flaws, but I guess we should all be grateful that we have an up-to-date semi-working version of Model Viewer. Now, the aim of this is to show you how to link animations, but in this tutorial is going to be focusing on how to link chat animations. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't aware of this before I actually started this tutorial, but not all the animations are here, such as the exclamation emote, and I think it's also missing the question emote. So all you really have is talk. You have where is it? You have no, and you have yes, and that's it. You've only got 3 bloody chat emoticons to work with. So my heart goes out to anyone who's stuck with this model viewer. I'm still glad I've got the working version of the old one. Nonetheless, I'll still try and make a tutorial like this, but this really does cripple the plans that I had for this tutorial. And here's another thing. There's supposed to be a section here that you click which allows you to control how many times you can play an animation. It is here, you just can't see the damn thing. It's just basically where this arrow is, so you just click it and choose 1. This will play the animation once, or at least it's bloody supposed to. There we go. The reason why I've done informed you of this is because if you've noticed, almost all of the chat animations have the same starting pose and the same end pose, which allows you to link them when you record them. So if you pay attention to the yes emotion, that's the start pose there, that's the end pose, and it's exactly the same for let's say the no animation. The arms at the sides, exactly the same pose, and he ends the same way. And the reason why this is important is because it makes it very, very easy to link. Now all you really need to do is the following. So load up your character, click here, choose 1. This will play the animation only once. You then need to choose a pose for your character in Model Viewer. Now once you've chosen that pose, I implore you, do not move the model until you've finished recording the footage that you want. So I'll choose this pose and I'll put them about here. So the first animation I'm going to record is just bear with me because I don't normally use this version, so I'll choose no first. So I'll record, hit play, that'll play the animation, okay, and I'll then choose the talk animation, record, get that, and lastly I'll choose the yes animation, which is not ideal for this pose, but I'll do it anyways. And there you go. So you've got your 3 pieces of talking footage. So I'm just going to go into my recorded footage folder. These are the 3 that I've just recorded, and I'll import them into Sony Vegas. Now I've already shown you how to stretch the footage and chroma key in a previous tutorial, so I'm not going to address that here. So I'm just going to quickly do this for the sake of saving time. So there we go. And I will give you a quick tip. If you want to apply the effect I just did quickly to other pieces of footage, all you've got to do is right click, choose copy, move on to your next piece of footage, right click on it and choose paste event attributes, and it'll just apply the effects. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It will paste the attributes of the clip that you copied from onto the next, and you can do the same with that, paste event attributes. It's just a time saver. Now bear in mind I'm using Camtasia Recorder to record this tutorial, so there's going to be a bit of a lag, but when I play the footage, you'll notice the character will be standing still. You know, he'll do his emotion, he'll pause, he'll do the emotion, he'll pause again, and it'll keep happening. And the reason for that is because of the way I've recorded it. So what you need to do is you need to trim the edges of your animation, which is easily done. You just go to your footage and you use your arrow keys left and right to toggle back and forth through the footage. So here's the first clip, and you know he's non-responsive for about a second. So you need to slowly go through the footage and find the first frame where a character model moves. So in this case it's right there, and you just need to trim it Now to trim it, you need to go to the end of your footage and look at the icon. When it changes into that arrow, it gives you the option to trim it. So you hold left click and drag up to the point where you want to trim. That'll essentially just erase that part of the track. You can get it back simply by dragging it back. So if you ever find you've trimmed too much, you can always reverse it. So now I need to trim the edge of it, because as you can see, the last few seconds of the clips again is non-responsive. So you trim that up to there. So now you've got a clean animation. Now you need to do the exact same thing with this, and I'm going to tell you now, it's tedious as fuck. A lot of time gets drained doing this, and sometimes you can screw up by a frame. You know, you might trim like one segment of the animation and it's noticeable, but don't worry too much about that. And I'm just going to do the same with the last piece of footage. Just bear with me. And there you go. So now you've got 3 animations, so you just basically put them right next to each other, and if you play it back, it should play smoothly and they all should flow fairly well. There we go. Now, you probably didn't notice it because it's lagging a bit, but there'll be a brief moment when you go from one clip to the other. Sometimes there's an issue with the ears, maybe the position of one of the arms, shoulders or hair, but it's so minuscule you really have to be like, you know, looking to find the error. So if you notice, see, the arm just jumped, so did the hair. It's nothing major. The clip plays so fast that more often than not anyone watching it won't really take great notice of it. That's all there is to it. So the tips to linking animations, talking ones in this case, is simple. So you load your model, you choose to only play the animation once. You do that by clicking here, this blackened arrow, so you choose one. Select your pose, do not alter the pose until you have all the animations you want for this particular section. So you record all the emotes that you want, you import them into Sony Vegas, and you trim the edges where the character is essentially not doing anything. And once you've got that, you place the footage next to each other and simply play it, and that's all there is to it. That's how you link animations together, well, talking ones. I might do a part 2 on how to link other animations, but to be perfectly honest, it is self-explanatory. A lot of the combat ones link together, so if you just experiment with that, just to apply the exact same method, it should work. So yeah, thank you for watching.